Hi everyone, I want to thank you for your patience with me not uploading these last 2 weeks during my recovery time. And it never occurred to me that I hadn't explained why I was recovering from surgery. Apparently, about a year ago I discovered I had this thing called prolapse, plus I also had the secondary things that can come along with it. Now what prolapse basically means is gravity kicks in and majority of your lower internal organs from the belly button down start going with gravity. They go down and there's nothing, it is. And at the time when I was first diagnosed back in August of last year, I was, oh no, I don't want to do surgery. No. Because I've never really had any major surgery. I've only had like 1 or 2 day things, tying your tubes, that kind of stuff. It is something that predominantly affects women. It affects us because we have children. If we've had any, each time we've had one, the chances start raising up that this is going to happen. Not having a strong core, again, assists to that. Not having, not doing Kegel exercises. I knew something was a little odd, but I was just like, well, that happens when you get older. No, you can hopefully prevent some of this from happening. It may happen, but you can maybe kind of push it off for a while if you kind of do those things to take care of yourself. But I was ignorant, and that's why the title of this video, my mom should have gave me a user manual. Did we know this was going to happen? But then again, this kind of happened to my mom, and I don't think she had a clue what was going on, and I don't think the doctors explained any of this stuff. They're especially back then in the 70s, they didn't do this kind of thing. They didn't explain anything. They're just like, oh well, this is the reason. The reasons they told her were just complete utter bullshit. Her muscles were no good at holding her thing. The only thing they did say right was that her muscles were no longer holding her organs in place, and everything was sliding down. But she had had numerous surgeries and really didn't solve the problem. I don't think they understood what they were trying to do back then. As is today, a lot of things regarding the woman's body are still kind of like, oh, really? Because medicine was majority of medicine was based on the male body, not the female body. But I digress. So, this year around, we went back, saw my regular doctor, and my OBGYN, and he said things seemed to be maintaining, but I had this kind of funny feeling inside that, I'm just ignoring the obvious. It's going to have to be taken care of. And I said to him, I said, I think we should take care of this before it gets any worse and actually becomes a point of discomfort. Now it was just weird, not really any pain or anything, but well, there was pain. I had been having a lower backache for like 5 years, and I thought it was this thing and that thing, and I kind of finally put it all together and figured out that it had nothing to do with the fibro. It had nothing to do with me not exercising or stretching out, and I would do stretch outs almost every day, and I'd still have this constant pain. And this pain would be like constant sore lower back. Nothing worked on it. And I was just tired of it. It would be to the point that at times I'd lie down from work, I'd lie down at night to go to bed, and it would just be so uncomfortable. I would be up for hours waiting for it to just stop, relax, chill out. I want to get some sleep. I told him that I was tired of the pain, and I just want this to stop. So we discussed it, and we found some other things. During the pre-op, we found a cyst that I'd never had on my ovary, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's just one more reason to get rid of this stuff. So we decided to just take all the stuff I don't need anymore. I mean, I'm past the age, obviously, I'm past the age of having babies. I don't need all that extra stuff. I don't need the baby factor, and I certainly don't need the hormonal stuff because, again, we're past that point. Don't need it in there. So, and I kept referring to him as basically saying, okay, what you're going to do is take all that out, and then you're going to stuff everything back up in there, and hopefully we can make it go back up to some extent, and, you know, make it a little better. And he just would give me this look like, well, yeah, like that. That's kind of like what we are doing, but he would never say it. He'd just give me this strange look, like, I guess because I was being so frank about it. So, Tuesday, November 7th, that's what I had. We went in there. I luckily didn't have to have any actual abdominal external surgery. He was planning to do it vaginally and was able to do it all vaginally, and I'm very blessed for that. So I didn't have those stitches healing. And even these nurses on the first visit were kind of shocked, like, let me see your stitches. I said, I don't have any stitches. The only stitches I have are, I do have stitches, don't get me wrong. I have dissolving ones that are down in down in other places, but not anything on the stomach itself. And she was surprised that there weren't any. So, yeah, backache is gone. Almost immediately, the backache is gone. He said he did a little work in the front, meaning the front of my lower abdomen. He said I did a lot of work in the back. He's like, yeah, a lot of work. And I was just like, well, because again, I knew that was probably the main problem where everything was. So I'm very happy. I am overjoyed to not have that pain anymore. I would advise any woman who is going through these things, don't put it off, don't delay it. Just get it done. Stop torturing yourself with that kind of pain and discomfort that you are having. Just make sure your doctor knows what he's doing. It doesn't have to do all that, or maybe as skillful as my doctor was, where he was able to do it all vaginally rather than having to, you know, do the various different cuts they could do. They have a bunch of different ways they do it. To do the hysterectomy part of it, because it is a hysterectomy, and then it's other stuff. So that's why I'm recovering. I have a 6-week recovery, so I don't go back to work till 12/18. Things are doing good. There's some little weird issues, but those will get better, I'm told. But just to have that pain gone is oh my God, I am so happy. I am so happy. So I just wanted to explain that to you. I'm not going to go into any more details because I'm probably horrifying certain people out there at this one. But, the kitties! I'm not so sure sometimes if it's the cat, little fuzzy cat bits floating in the air. Because I have, like I said, very long, you've seen the babies. Or it's just like, with the dry hair, I'm like shedding. There's like, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I wanted to explain that. If you have any questions or anything, hit me up in the stuff down below. Send me an email at meanderingawayhome@gmail.com. I want to thank you again for the patience that you've put up with me, because I've been kind of really focused on this. Even before it actually occurred, everything I was doing was entirely focused on the surgery, and it was kind of taking up my mind. And I apologize if I may have seemed distracted and stuff before that. So, we've explained that, and we'll get back to the more stories with the next episode. I want to thank you for everything. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you again for your support. I appreciate it. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for caring, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.